hope this finds you well, or at least finds you. There's no expectation on anyone's emotional state here. I'm certainly no stranger to emotional distress and anti-thriving, so I'm not about to insist on any unfelt positivity. Like I've said before, I'm disabled, neurodivergent in a number of ways, and one of the toughest lessons I've had to learn is how to be some form of well. Specifically, I've had to learn how to identify my needs, respect them, make room for them, and rise to meet them, which a lot of people have really pushed back on me doing that. Career counselors, family, and friends have all told me that my needs are unreasonable or not real, and they didn't have enough information to advise me accurately, so I forgive them, but I've still had to work to get out from under my own ableism and the demands of a capitalist society, and my body and brain are not built for capitalism. They're built to be creative, artistic, and spiritual, curious rather than rigid, and at no point in my life have I been capable of working full time. One could call it lazy, but they'd be wrong. I've had too many breakdowns. Burnout is real and a huge factor in my life and in my well-being. I'm burning out faster and harder as I age, and you can trace this pattern across generations of my family. Another reason it's not laziness is that my ambition drives me crazy. My brain can generate ideas and inspiration at dizzying speeds. I would love to hustle and pull off some clever business maneuver that left me surrounded by friends and accomplishments. Maybe some fancy things. Hell, I'd love to have far less than that, but know that I left things better than I found them. The number of businesses or blogs or careers I've started show clearly that I'm interested in being productive. It's more than productivity, though. I mean, sure, there's always a part of me that's been pretty materialistic. I like things, but I want purpose, and I equate productivity with purpose. In that regard, I'm a fucking poster child for capitalism. Yet people seem to think that I don't work, even though I haven't had at least one contract or business venture going since 2013, and before that, I was in college full time. It's maybe it's not as much as others would be doing, but I'm disabled, and it's been my all the whole time. And it chews me up and spits me out every time. Learning about neurodivergence has opened my eyes to other options, though. Options that include living authentically, which means accepting that I can't chase a grind. I have to take things slowly, checking in for signs of burnout and setting aside time to rest. I have to learn to say no. I have to become curious about what it would be like to live outside of capitalism. How would I survive without having any labor to offer anyone? An overwhelming thing that keeps coming up as I explore this is the need to address my internalized ableism. The notion that my worth is found in what I produce is upheld by my desperate push to produce at all times. Anything that gets in the way is weakness and whining, right? So if I can't be perfect, or if I can be criticized, then I should just not be. Or at least I shouldn't be seen. And a lot of my failures are couched in the reality that I can't be authentic without being completely incompatible with traditional capitalist expectations. And by authentic, I don't just mean quirky and self-actualized, though those things do matter to me. I mean authentic as in openly disabled, openly autistic and ADHD, openly traumatized and permanently injured from it. Hiding all of these things means failing more, and the bad kind of failing, the wasteful kind. So I don't want that trajectory anymore. I've spent too much time trying to prove myself to people and organizations that weren't built to approve of me. And when that didn't work, I thought, why don't I just paralyze myself with perfectionism? As if living like a ghost was going to heal or really protect me. And that didn't work either. So now I'm trying to unfreeze, to let myself be with far less policing and far more chasing what interests me or helps me or makes me happy. In general, I'm recovering from a lot of trauma, managing other neurodivergences, and building an authentic life that I find fulfilling. Having the knowledge about the ways ADHD and autism impact my brain has helped me build a slower way of living that I can maybe sustain. There are fewer impulsive pivots and more finished plans, at least. There are also fewer burnouts because I intervene faster. I have better boundaries and a closer connection to my worth. And as part of this practice, I've started learning to paint. It was something that I picked up to be bad at on purpose, and it turns out I'm also pretty bad at drawing, so I've taken that up too. And the goal is to just sort of have fun and enjoy learning, and it's leading me back to past interests that I've abandoned because I wasn't immediately good at them. Things like making videos, growing plants, blogging, like so much stuff. And so I want to use this space to sort of practice these things and just be good enough, or like finished. I want to finish as many things as I can, no matter how slowly those things come out. I'm practicing some boundaries as well with myself. Specifically, I get to be bad at this. I'm not trying to be a real artist, so there's no need to worry about gatekeeping because I'm not even trying to get in. I'm just goofing off over here. My second boundary is if I'm overwhelmed, I should make it easier and more fun. My third boundary is in the moment, I'm only in charge of the smallest next step I can take. And my final boundary that I'm practicing is it takes as long as it takes. Overall, I'm trying to be seen while being bad at things that I'm also doing very slowly. One thing I have noticed so far is that I'm finding joy in things I make rather than feeling like an imposter. I fear criticism less because doing poorly is part of the process. For example, the other day, I ruined a painting after like 2 brush strokes and just finished it anyway. I like how it came out. Sure, I'm going to keep practicing that wash, but like, let's do it, right? It is a dream of mine to run an art business, and I'm still pursuing that dream, but slowly and without a capitalist fervor. I'm not made for every effort to be in service of the grind. I want to enjoy the journey and follow my curiosity like a child. Okay, that's all. Love you, bye.